Hey guys, it's Elizabeth here. Look at me pumping out videos. This is like the third one I've recorded today since I'm wearing the same shirt, But this one I wanted to talk about my second accident. It's not a backing accident. I was driving forward. Yeah. So this one happened right before Thanksgiving. I believe a week before or so Thanksgiving. And I was in like McCalla, Alabama, I think. And I made a delivery. I dropped the trailer and I picked up this empty. This empty was 2 months overdue for a DOT inspection after I did my whole pre-trip of checking the trailer and everything like that. So I'm just like, what the heck were these other drivers doing for 2 months? No one has said anything about this trailer. I'm just like, great, another thing I have to wait for, because maintenance isn't quick. It doesn't matter what it is, you still have to wait in line. So there's that. And so I put in the maintenance request. I didn't really know where I was, so I waited till I needed to take a 30-minute break. So there was a Flying J like right down the street from where I made this delivery at. So I went to the Flying J and parked there and sent in my maintenance request and all that stuff. So they gave me a call saying, the Flying J you're at doesn't really have a garage, so they can't do that and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, I'm only here for a 30-minute break, because I just need the rest of my hours. They're like, oh, okay, cool. There's a Petro or a TA at exit whatever that can do it, and I'll set you up there. And they're just like, it popped up weird in the system because in my company's app, it pops up as a Petro because I could fuel there, so it pops up. And it pops up as a Petro, but for them in the system, when they were looking for where I can go that has a garage that does the DOT inspections, it pops up as a TA. TAs and Petros are the same company, but they each have a different name, Petro, TA, but they're under the same company. But it just pops up weird like that. I don't know. And so I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go there. So I go there. It's because she sees people outside. Robin, stop. Go eat your food or something. Do that. Sitting there staring at it. Go eat it. And so, car just distracted me. I get there. I park. I go inside and ask, like, okay, hey, I'm checking in and everything. They're like, okay, well, it could be an hour and a half to 2 hour wait. I was like, okay. I gave them my phone number so they can call me when they're ready and everything. And then I sent the message over the Qualcomm to let my managers know, like, hey, they said it'll be an hour and a half to 2 hours before they can even see me. They're like, good to go. Because I already had a load to pick up as well that I'm supposed to go get. But this is overdue for the trailer I had was overdue. So I was just like, there's nothing I can do about it. And so I'm sitting there waiting, just watching YouTube videos, stuff like that. Time passes. They call me in there to go into whatever bay. So I drive over there and I pull in front of it. I'm like, do you want me to pull in or did you want me to back in? They're like, oh no, just pull in. I was like, okay, cool. And so I'm driving in, the guy's guiding me and everything. And I'm like staring at him intently because there's an open floor for when they do like whatever maintenance they do and stuff. She is sticking her tongue out. It is so cute. I wish I could turn the phone around. I hate how you can't change the camera around when you're recording. But so I'm watching him and he's guiding me because I'm like, I don't want to fall in this hole because then it's gonna be a whole nother problem if I fall in this hole. And I'm just watching him. He's just like watching me, making sure my tires are right. And I'm just going straight, over it, not going to fall through it. And the next thing we both know is we hear a loud crash. It sounds like it was like a crash, and it sounded like also the sound of a light bulb dropping on the floor, but louder. That's what it sounded like. And I hit the brakes because I'm like creeping. I'm basically creeping. My foot is not on the gas. I'm going like 2-3 miles an hour. I'm creeping. And I stop. He ducks, like he covers his head and everything. Like, what was that? It was glass just raining down. I was just like, wait a minute, what just happened? I'm like, what did I hit? What did I hit? Oh my god. I look in my side mirror and I look up and I see that my trailer hit the door. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Who didn't open the door all the way? Who does that? How are you gonna open your garage and not open the door all the way? Who does that? What the fuck? I'm too busy looking at the old dude. Old dude didn't see it either. I'm just like, yo, y'all just set me up for the okie doke right now. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? I just got set up for the okie doke. They set me up. I'm just like, and they were trying to figure out who the hell opened this door and didn't open it all the way, because they don't even know who opened the door and didn't open it all the way either. So they're just like, yo, who did this? And they're like, it's not your fault. The doors are supposed to be opened all the way and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, they're still gonna treat me like it's my fault though. I was like, I hope not. I was like, no, they are. That's how it is. Like, when you're a truck driver, your company's gonna be like, the fuck's wrong with you? How dare you get in an accident? Shame on you. I'm like, right. Because it was all my intention to break things. Yes, that's my intention driving this, is to hurt things and destroy it. No. I don't trust you. You were staring way too hard at my shoes. On the off chance you were throwing up or something, don't throw up on my shoes. I'm down a pair of shoes. Don't do that. So I'll probably add that to yeah, it was just my luck was just so bad. Like, everything's been going bad since September. It's just been spiraling out of control. So this was just part of it. And I'm just like, holy fuck. Why? Like, the door was bent out and I broke 3 of the glass windows on there. And I was like, great, just great. And so they told me to back up, and they finished the inspection. It didn't take long, so I backed all the way out and I just parked in front of the garage, because it's not like anyone's going to go in there in that one anyways, till they cleaned up the glass and stuff. Actually, no one was going to go in there, because the way the door was broken, they couldn't open it all the way, so it would just hit somebody else. So no one was going in that garage anyway, so I just lifted the truck in front of it. And we went inside and was dealing with all that. That was fun. So we were trying to keep it on the down low, to be honest, but there was no way you can keep it on the down low, even if you could, because they're going to be like, why are you contacting us in the first place? And they're going to be like, why do you need this information? You know, so there's really no escape from it. But they were just like, it's not your fault, we're not mad, you know. And I'm just like, I get that, you know, this is just how it's going to go. Just letting you know, this is how it's gonna go for me. So I was waiting for them to finish the paperwork and stuff and give me the sticker for the new inspection, and then we had to contact and get our insurance information and everything like that. Now, she asked for the insurance, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go get it. And I was just like, where is it? I don't remember where I would put the insurance. And then I remembered where I put the insurance. So I put the insurance in my permit book, you know, in there. That's where I put it. Now, my wonderful derpy dog, in her innocent puppy teething phase, decided that it was okay to chew up said binder twice. And so the second time she did it, she ruined it even more and tore off a piece of, it's not called a permit, it's something for me to drive this truck and for it to be out on the road. I forgot what that one's called. But that one, she tore a piece off. So if DOT pulled me over, the binder, fine. It's just story, but the paperwork was fine. No, that's important. So when I got back, that whatever time that was, I was like, hey, can I get a new binder and a new permit thingy? He's like, cool. So we took that out and threw everything away in that binder. That's where the insurance was, in that binder in the trash. I was like, oh, shit. oh shit, I'm gonna get even more in trouble with the fact that I don't have insurance. I've been driving like this forever, for months. So I was just like, oh no, oh no. I was like, okay, so I come back inside. I'm like, okay, this is what happened. I had the insurance, but my dog decided to chew up the binder that it was in, and I forgot it was in there, and I threw it away. So we're gonna have to ask those people to send a copy, to fax it down here. I was like, oh damn, this is gonna get worse just because I'm a driver that doesn't have it. So I'm just like, oh. And so we call, and well, she's doing all the calling on the other side of the desk, and we're both so annoyed. Like, these folks here, they don't know who she's trying to ask for. They just seem so lost, and it was just like, we were cracking up. And I was also on the phone too, and he's being the peanut gallery, and my friend over here being good old peanut gallery, talking shit on the phone. I'm like, bro, this is supposed to be a serious situation. I'm trying to talk to this guy over speakerphone for risk and safety, and you got me laughing. Like, stop. He could get me in trouble because I think I'm not taking this seriously. He's foolish, I swear. My friend is retarded. But because he saw my post, I posted it on Facebook, and then so he was like, yo, what happened? And my uncle called me too, but I was like inside already and dealing with it. So they were like, why do you need the insurance information? I'm like, oh, because one of your drivers hit our doors and stuff. And they're just like, did you report it, like put in the macro saying that I got an accident? I was like, no, we just went straight to this, because this literally just happened like 5 minutes ago. So we're just doing this like this and stuff. So yeah, if you can send over the insurance information, that'd be great. And they're like, why don't you have your insurance information? And I was just like, I had it, but the binder that it was in, I got it replaced. It was in the permit book, and my dog had chewed it, and I got it replaced. And when it was replaced, the old one was thrown away, and I forgot it was in there. And he's like, okay, we'll fax it to you with your number. And he was like, you're gonna give a copy to our driver, right? No shit. No shit. Of course they are. So she was just going back and forth with that, and it was just calling a bunch of people, because they were like, hey, call this person, and they called that person, and that person's like, we don't even know who that is. It was weird. They were like, everyone was just lost in the sauce. It was weird. But it was so funny because, like, peanut gallery on the phone, and then what the lady was doing at the counter, she was so frustrated and annoyed too. Like, are they serious with these questions? The questions were so funny. They were like, where's the glass? Where did the glass fall? On the ground. What? Like, what kind of question is this? Like, what? It was just like, it was just asking basically everything what happened, and then talked to another person, had to say the same things. They were basically asking the same questions. Like, one dude asked us like 20 questions, and like 10 of them were just repeats of the same questions, but restated to see, I guess, to test to see if I would say the same answer. There's really nothing else to say except for what happened. I'm not going to sugarcoat that shit. I'm going to admit what went wrong and how it went. And they're just like, so are you backing in? I was like, no, they told me to pull in. He was guiding me. Neither of us saw that the door wasn't up all the way. It looks like it was all the way. Like, it looks like it's high enough that you could pass by, so you don't think anything about it until you hit it. And neither of us noticed. So it was just like, things happen, but dang. I have a load to pick up, and it's not happening. Because I'd already waited for almost like an hour and 40 minutes for them to even call me into the bay, and then we're dealing with this now. So I think when I got there, I had about like 3 hours left on my clock. I think about 3 hours or 5 hours left on my clock. I think it was 5. And then I sat there, and yeah. So after dealing with that, and they faxed information, it was just like, this was going on for hours. It was. And so by the time we were done with everything, and I went to go park, I literally had like 2 hours left on my clock or something. And I was just like, what's the fucking point? And I just parked for the night. I was like, screw it. I'll just have to get in the morning. I don't have a choice. So yeah, that was fun. We took some pictures of it. Like I took a picture of what I saw out of the side mirror, and then after I pulled out, took a picture of it, and then and they took their pictures. And she sent me some. She sent me the pictures that they took because I got a message. I woke up to a message at because I fell asleep. It was time for me to clock out anyway. I fell asleep, and I was still off duty. I didn't even switch to sleeper. I was gone. I woke up at 11 or 12 to a message, because I didn't turn the volume down either, saying, hey, call risk or safety, one of those. I was just like, I literally just talked to y'all. Literally. I called them and they asked me the same dang questions. I'm like, we literally just did this. It's like, you talked to someone in safety. It's like, yeah, who? I'm like, I don't know who it was, but we already talked to somebody. And they're like, well, we don't have anything in our paperwork about it. I'm like, how? Y'all are in the same building. How? Just like, y'all. Whatever. Asked me the same questions that were already answered. Answer those questions. And then they're like, okay, we need their insurance information and stuff, and the name of the person who knows it and whatever. I'm like, awesome. I'll go back and get it. And I'll call you and everything about that. Excuse me. I'm so tired. So tired at this point. And I walk my sorry butt over there, and it's just like, hey. So I woke up to a message saying I got to get this information. They're like, seriously? Yeah. And they literally, I had to call them again and tell them the same stuff we already talked about. They're like, seriously? Really? I'm like, yeah. And we also, I forgot to say, we also had to, earlier on, me and the guy that was guiding me in had to type up a statement of what happened. So that was fun. I was like, dang, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna word this. I mean, I can physically tell you, but putting it in words is just kind of like a different thing. I don't know. I mean, putting it in paper form or whatever. So that was fun. But yeah, I was just like, I just want to go to sleep. And so she made a bunch of phone calls because they were trying to figure out like what insurance it was, because it was just, I guess, like the overall Petro's insurance, or did they have like the Petro, like the mechanic shop had their own separate. So they were trying to figure that out, and then they were trying to figure out who knew that information and what it was, and couldn't find anybody, to be honest, that knew. And the people who did know weren't at work, because it was like 11, 12 o'clock at night. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just give them your information, and if they need anything else, I'll just call here or something. And if they call me tonight, if they call tonight, then they just give them my name and everything like that. I was like, okay, cool. Good night. After all of that, and then I went back to the truck and called them and let them know, like, so the person that knows the information, they're not at work because it's late at night, but here's the information of so and so and her number, so if y'all want to call to get that when people are back, then here you go and stuff. So they're like, okay, blah blah blah, and I was able to go to sleep and get my load. Fast forward to when it's time to go home. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and I had a delivery in Georgia. It's rare, very rare. I have a delivery or pickup in Georgia. And so I was, the way she's leaning, I was about maybe close to an hour away from the terminal. And I'm like, oh snap, I can go home. Like, are we gonna go home? Because I was scheduled to go home the day after Thanksgiving, I think. But I was already there. So I was like, ooh, are they gonna let me go home? I'm gonna have like 4 days home. Like, that's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna get everything done on time and play games and record. This is gonna be great. Other than the fact that I don't have a car. That's another problem, because my car has been acting weird. It won't let me put gas in it. It will not let me put gas in it. It lets me put 30 cents in it. And all that stuff. Maybe I'll put that as a separate blog of just regular old life problems. And I'll probably do that. Yeah. But that's what's going on. So I haven't had my car for like a month because they're trying to figure it out and all these stipulations to fix it. So I've been renting a car. I set it to rent a car for the day after Thanksgiving. I set it up like a week prior to that. But I was home like 2 days early. So I was like, I called them like to see if I was going to be able to get it early. But then they're just like, by the time I would get to the terminal to get it, they would be closed by the time I get to the terminal. And then they're not open on Thanksgiving. So I would have to officially wait for the date anyway. So I was like, dang it. My parents were like, we'll come get you. But it'd have to be my dad because my dad has the bigger car. Some GMC something. I don't know what it is. So it would have to be my dad. So I could fit all the stuff and the dog in there. So I was like, I'll let you know. Because I don't know. They're either going to try to get me to get a load or what. I don't know what they're going to try to do. Or get me there. I think she said she was going to try to get me a local or something. I don't remember. But something happened with that load that I had. I think it was one of those regular things that normally happen where the load was already late when I got it. I think that's what it was. The load was already late when I got it. So it was going to be late already. So by the time, I think I still got there the same day that it was supposed to be delivered originally, but it wasn't the same time. It was like in the evening because that's just when I got the load. The load, I remember I picked it up in like Tennessee or something like that. And the load was sitting there already for 2 days. That's what it was. The load has sat there on the lot for 2 days. It was already late when I got it. There's nothing I can do about it. And so it felt so bad, but I'm just like, because they told me to call the company or whatever. And I called them to let them know like, hey, I'm the one that has the delivery for you today. I'm still like this many miles out. And they're like, okay, well, yeah, they contacted us about that. I'm going to give you the number of the guy that's going to unload you. And you called him when you're about 30 miles out. That way he'll meet you there at the same time. Because they already left. They were already gone for the day. It was the day before Thanksgiving. Everyone left early. And he had to come back to work just to unload the truck. I kind of felt bad, but I was like, bro, you get to go home. I'm still working. Like, most likely I'm going to be still working. We're all still working. So it's just like, I didn't really feel that bad because you don't live that far from work. He literally lives 10 minutes away from work or something like that. So I was just like, cool, whatever. And I was just like, oh, please say I can go home. Please say I can go home. Please say I can go home. But I had to see safety. So they're like, okay, go to the terminal and go see safety. And then we'll try to get you a load or something. And so I get there at like whatever the time. So Enterprise is closed. I can't get the car. And so, that morning, I had to go see safety. So I was like, they here? I asked them, like, do you want me to go see safety? They're like, yeah, go see safety in the morning. And so that morning I got up and I was like, are they even here? So when I went in there, they were already gone. They had already left. So I had to spend all of Thanksgiving at the terminal because my parents were already doing something. They were already going somewhere and whatnot. And I live from terminal to home is about 45 minutes to an hour. So there's that. She's staring so hard, but not at me for once. She just hears birds and stuff. So it was like already noon, and it was just like, by the time they're like, okay, yeah, just go the following morning. I was like, okay. Okay. So I don't remember what my parents did for Thanksgiving. Either they went to Selma or they went to someone else's house in Georgia. I don't remember. But it was just at the point where it's just like, I'm not going to bother them to come down here in the middle of whatever festivities they have. So I'll just hang out here in the truck. It's not that big of a deal. And so that's where I was on Thanksgiving, and just kind of waited it out on YouTube on my phone, because the terminal will want to be cheap and not have the Wi-Fi reach the parking lot where the trucks are. And so there wasn't even a lot. There was some drivers, but it was pretty scarce at one point, because at one point I really only heard like 2 or 3 trucks running, including mine. So I don't know who was there, but it wasn't many. And they had some people like bring in some Thanksgiving, foods and stuff. So I was like, that's nice, because the ones that are still hanging out here. And so I still have no load info, bro. What's going on? I don't know. So the next day rolls around, and I go see safety. And so I only wait. I take the dog out and all that stuff, and it's like about 10 minutes or so. Then they call me back to go talk to safety, and it's basically the same questions that I was already asked 4 different times. And he's writing up everything once again, just like the first time I had the first accident I had, same thing. So he just asked me how fast I was going, how bad the damage was, and why we didn't see it, because you wouldn't see it either, sir. No one else would have noticed that. And so he's like, okay, well, he wrote it down or typed it up or whatever, and he's like, well, I'm gonna send this up to the corporate or whatever, and then they're gonna decide on what's gonna happen, if they're gonna charge you or not, and all that good stuff. I'm like, seriously, it shouldn't be that tough of a decision. And so they're like, oh, okay, well, just go hang around. What's a good contact number for you? So if like you want to go wait in the truck or something, it's fine, and I'll just call you or whatever to come back. And they're like, okay. And I showed them the pictures of the damage. I'm like, it's really not that bad. Like, we didn't even know it. Didn't, like, the initial, what broke it was, because you know how the door is completely straight like this when it comes down, but since the curvature of the truck is just a curve like this, it just slid over it. And what broke it was when it fell in between that gap between the truck and the trailer. When it fell through there and hit the trailer and smacked into it on the way back down, that's what broke it. So he was like, okay, we'll just wait and whatnot. So I waited for about, I don't know, it wasn't long, probably like 20 minutes or something. He told me to come back. I come back, and he's like, okay, so they're not going to charge you, but they are going to give you 90 days probation. I'm like, great. Wonderful. Thanks. And we have to give you these trainers to do, these online trainings. It was 4 of them, again. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And they're like, dang, they were just talking about, like, we're about to give her a reward, because she was almost at that mark of, like, I guess, a certain period of time without having an accident or something, and I missed it because I hit something still. And I was just like, dang it. I guess it would have been like a paper saying, oh, good job for not hitting anything for this period of time for a year or something. Because I hit it back in January, so it was about to be a year again, is what it was. About to be a full year. But no. So, like, just go ahead and do this. I'm going to put it in the system where you have to finish it by next Wednesday and whatnot. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went back in the truck to go ahead and do that, because it's Thanksgiving. I can't go home anyway because I don't have a ride. And so I was just like, okay. So I log on to do the online training, and I was just like, I just saw a bunch of other trainers, and I was just like, which ones did you give me? Or am I already enrolled? Because I walked back, and he was like, yeah, you're already enrolled. He named the 4 that I had to do, and I was like, oh, okay, so they are in there. It's because for some reason, the company auto-enrolls you into these other ones as time goes by. So I had to do 3 other priority 10 ones, and you can't do any other ones until you do the priority 10s first. So I had to do 3 priority 10s before I can do the 4 I needed to do. So I had to do 7 that day. I was like, this sucks. It sucks. So that's all I did all day, pretty much. No, I'm trying to think, like my timing is off or something. Cause I got the car the night before I went home. I was doing the online training and they were open, so I was like, let me go get this car. So all I gotta do is just load it up in the morning and not deal with that. But that's what I had to do. Like, I was just like, dang, I'm gonna do this all day. And I stayed at the terminal to do it. Excuse me, because I knew if I went home, I wouldn't do them. So I stayed at the terminal to do it. That's what it was. It was like, yeah, that's what it was. So it was the day after Thanksgiving, and Enterprise was open. I stopped to go get the car and everything, but I was still doing online training. So the next day, my parents were like, stop staring at me. And so the next day, wow, if I could show you guys what the hell I'm looking at right now. I wish I could. What the fuck? It was like this little white car. I don't know what brand it is, but it was just like, they had a box hanging out the truck strapped in. They had a box on top, strapped up top, and they had a box strapped on the hood of the car. And I'm like, bro, no. No. But, and they don't even have their hazards on with how slow they're going right now. You should ask someone. I know you got a friend that has a car that can fit something in, whatever. But that's how that went. So I had to do all 7 of those just to get that done. I was like, man, this sucks. And they're like, was the truck damaged? I'm like, no. Truck was fine. Trailer's fine. And if it was damaged, I wouldn't know, because all of them have some kind of damage anyway. That's minor. But no. I wasn't going fast enough for anything to happen, and the door is weaker than the trailer, so the trailer was going to be the only thing damaged. But that's how Thanksgiving went for me. Fun. And that's my second accident. So now we're in December, so let's hope nothing else happens. The first one was my fault because I really didn't know. I'm so bad at it. The second one was their fault. Whoever that was that opened that door didn't open it all the way. I don't know why they didn't do that, but they didn't do that. It's like a random dog hair just somewhere. So hopefully nothing else happens. But I'm going to see what's going on with this load, because I've been recording for like 33 minutes. And I still haven't gotten any load info. Just let me go home. It's time for me to go home anyway. Let me go home. I have things to do, as always. Anyways, that is it for this one. And I will see you in the next one.